gather around the campfire. It's time for our friend, everyone's friend, Uncle Sal Paolantonio from ESPN joins us now to talk NFC Championship game in the NFL. It's been too long. Great to talk to you, sir. How are you?
What, do you guys lose my number or something?
Yeah, you're unbelievable.
Yeah, we did. That's what happened.
Were you surprised how easy it was Saturday night for Philadelphia? As Merrill Reese said, game was over after the coin toss.
Yeah, and you know what? Nick Sirianni lucked out with that coin toss, right? Because he usually defers.
Oh.
But the Eagles lost the toss. Giants deferred. Now, I don't know who in their right mind would give the Eagles offense the ball first, but that's what Brian Daboll wanted to do. And they just went down there, marched down the field, and that was it, the coin toss.
Yep.
So I hope, if you're an Eagles fan, you're hoping that Sirianni loses the coin toss again.
Sure.
On Sunday afternoon. You know, the whole idea of their team, right, is get a lead and then let the defense loose on the quarterback. And it worked to perfection.
Absolutely. So I noticed a couple times he slid early and he still could have picked up some more yardage, but slid. How close to 100% is Hurts right now?
I would say it's tough to put a specific number on it, but I'm going to go somewhere between 75 and 80% of where he was physically at the beginning of the year. You know, a tear in that shoulder muscle is tough to repair, and it takes time to heal. It's nothing but rest and healing. And, you know, when you have a sprain, it's by definition a tear, right? It's that ligament that goes from the shoulder blade to the sternum, and that's the one that you don't want to tear. So he tore it, and he's getting better. But when I talked to Nick Sirianni one-on-one after the game, and I reported this on SportsCenter Saturday night, Sirianni told me that he took out clips of when Frank Reich used to coach up Andrew Luck about not taking big hits and getting out of bounds. And they showed it to Hurts over and over again. And they worked with Hurts in practice over and over again. 1, you got to slide. 2, you got to get out of bounds. And then they put a special foam pad on the field and made him practice landing on his left shoulder, actually torquing his body and turning his body constantly over and over. Football in the right hand. Turn your body so that when you get hit and you fall to the ground or you get hit and thrown to the ground, that you twist your body at the last minute and hit the left shoulder and not the right. And it really worked.
You know what that is?
Great answer.
That is incredible coaching.
Yep.
Great job by Sirianni and the staff. So, Sal, if you rewind and go back.
Wait a second. You said incredible coaching. I thought you were going to say incredible reporting by Uncle Sal. Incredible.
I was going down that path.
That's what I thought you were going to say. I mean, come on now.
It's a bad job by Mitch.
Terrible.
Absolutely. You got to ask the question. You got a great answer, but you got to ask the question. You set him up beautifully.
Yeah. Great job reporting. Terrible job by the host here. So, yeah. Sal, you came on this show, I think it was right before the Eagles played the Commanders earlier this year, and they had a goose egg in the loss column, and you said, I think their first loss is going to come to Washington. You know, when you look at San Francisco and the Commanders, they are kind of similar teams, very good defenses, and, Purdy's been better, but Heineke, the quarterback for the Commanders, similar a little bit with these two teams. Do you think it could be a similar matchup here when the 49ers get to town on Sunday?
It's interesting. The line opened up Eagles favored by 2.5, I believe. It's down to 2 now, -2 Philly. So, I think there's a little bit of skepticism, again, about Philadelphia. So let's handicap it. The Eagles are the best running team in the NFL, and the Niners have the best run D. So it's strength against strength there, and I think that will be pretty much a wash, except for one thing. The Niners really haven't faced a great running quarterback like Jalen Hurts. So if he's a willing participant in the run game off the RPOs, which he was against the Giants, but the Giants don't have the same run D. Giants don't have Fred Warner. That's the major difference.
Mm-hmm.
And if he is a willing participant in the RPO, and if they have designed runs like Hurts had in the Giants game, he had 6 in the first half against the Giants. I think the Eagles will have somewhat of an advantage in their run game against the Niners' run D if they do what they did against the Giants. There was a lot of deception, a lot of movement, a lot of design runs off of the play side of the ball, which I thought was very ingenious by the Eagles. But here's where I really think handicapping it, the Eagles have a major advantage. The Niners' O-line could not block. They couldn't block the Dallas Cowboys deep front. Yeah. So, remember coming out of the halftime locker room, Aaron Andrews is on Fox, and Kevin Burkhardt asks Aaron Andrews, okay, what was your conversation like with Kyle Shanahan? Because she was covering the Niners. She was on the Niners sideline. And Aaron Andrews, great reporter, Aaron says, I talked to Kyle Shanahan, and he told me we can't block anybody, and we got to fix that. We're having a hard time on our offensive line holding up what we need to do on our end, so we've got to fix that in the second half. So they knew they were getting whipped. They knew they were getting beat by the Cowboys' D-line. And not for nothing, I think the Eagles are better. I think the Eagles' pass rush is better than the Niners. They certainly had more sacks. I think it's more creative. I think their linebackers overall are better than the Niners, sideline to sideline, and quicker. T.J. Edwards, in my opinion, has really emerged as one of the better inside backers in the NFL. So I think that, to me, could be an area where the Eagles getting after Brock Purdy in this game could be a significant difference in the game between the two teams.
Yeah, well said. That's great reporting by Aaron.
Yes, it is great reporting by Aaron. He's wonderful. Got to recognize those reporters now. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always nutty in Philadelphia, and that fan base. They are fanatics, and that's a tough place to play. How concerned are you? And at 3:00 local kick, everyone will be gassed up in the parking lot. How concerned are you with this environment now that Purdy's walking into?
Well, listen, he's never faced anything like this. Saturday night was a block party, a Broadway show, it was a Lollapalooza. It was a combination of absolute bedlam. I've never really, I've covered a lot of games. This is 30 years for me in Philadelphia, and there's a different intensity and engagement to the crowd. And I think it's for two reasons. Three. One, the crowd is younger. No question in my mind.
Okay.
Two, the crowd is a betting crowd. We didn't have gambling in 2017 like we have it now. When the Eagles won Super Bowl 52 in 2017, gambling was benign. Now it's explosive. You have the live casino right around the block. People are betting on their phones in the stadium. There's a huge monster gambling aspect to the crowd. And then three, social media is much more explosive and engaging than it was 5 years ago. I have never seen that crowd like that. It's menacing. It's in your face. The sideline is right on top of the stands. When the players come out of the huddle, they hear stuff they've never heard before in their lives.
Very good.
Yeah, excellent perspective there.
Absolutely. Good answer, too. Less than 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. What are you hearing on Mahomes, and what do you expect out of him?
Well, it's pretty interesting, right? So KC had been favored an NFL record 14 straight playoff games.
Yep.
Tom Brady and Bill Belichick only favored in 12 straight. So KC had them beat. And now, in this game, they're underdogs at home against the Bengals. It's -2.5. What I'm hearing is, this football team is going to do everything that they possibly can to get Patrick Mahomes ready. He wants to play. He's desperate to play, no question about it. But all you got to do, gentlemen, is go back and look at the Bengals-Buffalo game. And my fellow Paisan, the defensive coordinator for the Bengals, Lou Anarumo, what the job he did in bringing the blitz off the corner with Hilton. The delayed blitzes, the speed with which they attacked Josh Allen in those blitzes off the edges. And Allen can move. So if they're going to do that to Mahomes in this game, which I'm sure they're going to do, early and often, they're going to blitz him right off the bus. So I think this game is all about whether or not Patrick Mahomes can get the ball out quickly. I think what you'll see is press coverage, and they will blitz him all night long in that football game. I like the Bengals a lot in this game.
Oh,
Wow.
Uncle Sal.
So it's Bengals and Eagles in for the Super Bowl, yeah?
And you know what? I think there's only one team that can beat the Bengals, and that would be the Eagles. I think the Bengals are playing the best overall right now with a healthy quarterback, and I think the Eagles are right there with them. I don't think there's anybody who can beat the Bengals but the Eagles. If it's Niners and Bengals, I think the Bengals are the Super Bowl champs. Just think how tough it is. That kid Burrow sacked 70 times in the regular season last year, 7 times in the Super Bowl, and was really only 3 points away. 3 points away.
Visit VSiN.com to get current odds, listen for free, find showtimes, and download VSiN sports betting podcasts.